if he doesn't get this one and it goes 4-1, like I said before, I think we'll see Ding just go off into the distance. Could be a 6-1, 6-2 job. And Ding's and good value for that 3-1 lead. Well, the shaded area is the non-hitting area for the cue ball. But I think Ding might just put the white to the top cushion here off that red on the right-hand side. Well, I should probably slide off the edge of the pack here, take the white down between yellow and brown. Well, I thought that was a little bit risky, because if it had caught the blue there, it could have left everything on.
And it was very close to the blue. That's all it needed, just a little flick. Yes, it was a dangerous way to go, but he has got away with it.
Well, he too, I think it's just about covered that red on the left-hand side there. So Peter will just play off the pack for a safety. I think somebody interviewed Peter last year, actually, Mike, and saying, why does it take you so long to not necessarily choose the shot, but play it? He said, well, it just takes me a little bit more time just to settle, and I won't hit the ball until I feel settled. So I thought, well, that's fair enough. There was a time a few years ago when he actually speeded up, didn't he? And I thought it was better for him, same as what Steve Davis did.
Yes, I'm inclined to agree with you. I thought he was better when he played a bit faster.
About 4 or 5 seasons ago.
And one remembers going back further in time to the days when he and many others, like yourself, appeared on Big Break. And I can remember him in ponytail days, remember? When he was racing round the table on that show. Very different sort of game of snooker that was, though. Fun. Great fun.
Well, I don't know, he might be able to get through to this one. Well, he's tried to kick it in with a little bit of side.
And I think that has gone beyond the diagonal that would have covered it by the blue.
There's the red there just near the pink. I don't think that goes to the middle. I think Peter might have covered enough of this red down the table, not for Ding to pot it.
Well, obviously you can't see enough of that red down the table then.
Well, I think Peter's just looking to bring the white back to the top cushion here, but he's going to be splitting a few of the reds. It's not a bad shot, actually.
But we could be in for a prolonged bout of safety here now,
Yeah.
with two reds down in the bulk area and one dangerously close to that right middle pocket.
Yeah, I think we might see a few more go down there as well in the next few shots.
If this were Ronnie O'Sullivan or Judd Trump, he'd take this red on into the left middle and beyond the black. But Peter's a different sort of player.
Well, I think there's a shot on here. I think the two reds that are near the yellow pocket are fairly set for a plant. He could play the 3-ball plant and then land on the black. Still leave the white in a fairly safe position. Well, whether he's thought about that, I don't know. Well, 3-1 behind, he's not going to take any risks at this stage.
Isn't that tempting?
Well, I just wonder whether Peter's thought about it. Play that red onto those two. There's a slight risk involved, but you know, if it goes in, he's on the black. He could be away. Over 1.5 minutes now. Thinking time. Looks like a safety. It's not bad. As long as he stopped Ding hitting that red on the left-hand side, that's a pretty good shot. Difficult for Ding here to get the white back to the top cushion, and well, look what's waiting down the other end. Could be forced into one here.
Well, I can't see how he can get the white back to this cushion. There's the safety success, which for Ding has been very, very good so far. I'm surprised that Peter's only down at 77, because that's normally one of his strengths. And, well, of course, that's why he's trailing 3-1. He has made one or two errors that have let Ding in. But this is a very, very tricky one.
Very clever shot there from Peter. He's got Ding in some trouble. Well, he's hoping to cover that red that's possibly available to the right middle there. Wanted that cue ball tight to that red. And considering where it was, that's not a bad shot. Well, we said he might have to be patient today, and he's done well so far.
Yes, this is a very good test of Ding's temperament. We have seen him lose his rack once or twice in times not so long back.
Well, is Peter trying to cut this red back in? Gone for the double. Oh, great shot. I didn't think he could see that, actually. He's got the black to the middle. He's got the red, but as we watch the replay, great double. But still needs another good one here if he takes this black on. I think he's just dropping in behind it.
Peter Ebdon 1.
Very difficult to get that white tight to cover reds on both sides. Well, obviously Dean can see this right and red, so he'll be looking to get this white tight to the cushion and put Peter in some trouble. Well, that could have been better, should have been better. It's given Peter an easy chance to get that white back to the top cushion.
There's that safety success again. Quite a difference, isn't it?
That's a mistake. He was trying to push both reds up the table, and he's left this one onto the centre, and there's no doubt that Ding will be taking this on. Can't guarantee where the white's going to finish. And obviously those percentages, Mike, have played a big part in this match so far.
Yes, as I suggested earlier, it's just the occasional loose safety attempt that Peter's failed on that's given Ding the chance to build those breaks and get the lead.
And there's another one here.
Another big mistake on safety, which will take his percentage down another point or two.
Well, he should get the red here, but can't guarantee where the white's going to finish. He's probably clatting into reds at the other end. He's got to hope that if it lands on a colour, and things have been going quite well for him at the moment. He's found a gap.
Yeah.
That's amazing, isn't it? If you wanted to play through that gap, you couldn't find it. He's on the blue. I don't know if the pink goes. The pink would be a bonus.
I think it's got to be blue.
Aha. Well, I was about to say I thought that's gone wrong, but I think you can see enough of this one near the corner.
Very nearly did, Mike. Very nearly.
A fraction more behind the yellow, and he was on nothing. Possible cutback, but not wouldn't been an easy shot.
7.
Well, he's got a little bit of tidying up to do at that end of the table. Clever shot. It's just played on the gap there to
11.
remove this red, open that corner pocket up. He was guaranteed on the other red anyway, but he'd like the right hand one. But he's choosing the left.
Twelve.
That didn't quite work out as he intended.
14.
Well, I can only suggest that he was playing a cannon into the green there. But when he played the brown to the middle, he was on that right-hand red, and I don't understand why he didn't take it and open up that side of the table. Well, considering it was fairly easy, he's made a right hash of this. Oh, do you think he'll play in the plant? Well, he'll be really annoyed with himself there, because that was a great chance to lead 4-1. And didn't play it very well, I'm afraid. That was probably the shot that he was trying to play, the cannon into the green to leave himself that red. Well, Peter's looking at this red to the green pocket, but it's high risk. Should really play off the right and red behind the black. Well, if he's going for this, he's got to get it. Just play off the right and red, put the white behind the black. Well, he had to play that. I mean, 3-1 behind, to take on that red to the green pocket would have been asking for trouble. Well, the cue ball is just enough off this top cushion where Peter can come off these two reds there. It's just above the black. Just hit them on the right-hand side and stun off the side cushion and back to the top cushion. He can get enough action on the white there to do that. The previous shot wasn't quite as good as it should have been. Allowed Ding to put the white there. It might just roll into them, actually. That's an option. This frame could take some time to unfold. But Ding had the initial chance, but he played a poor positional shot at the other end of the table a few minutes ago. Broke down. Well, that's excellent. He's wrong-sided Peter there as well on the reds. That's a very good shot. Peter's in trouble here. This could take some time.
You just beat me to it saying that. But I must say that Ding has shown exemplary patience himself in this situation so far in this match.
Well, he was aware of what went on yesterday in the quarter-final with Peter and Neil Robertson, so he knew what he was getting today. There's no doubt about that. But you're right. And out of the two, at the moment, he's winning the battle.
Yes, he is in big trouble here.
Well, if he's trying to get this white back to the top cushion, he's really got to get some action into the white here. Oh, he's potted one.
Nobody more surprised than the striker.
Well, there you go. It was that fast, we didn't see it fly in. Trick shot.
I'll show you the super slow-mo of that, I think, in a while. Here we go. Watch this. Bang. Well, even the super slow-mo and... well, that wasn't slow-mo, but...
He's got a half shot on the black here as well, but I think he's laying the snooker.
Peter Ebdon.
Yes.
Well, what a bonus that was.
That was an enormous bonus, wasn't it? Because really, he did not have a clue where that red was going to go.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, up to present, I think Dings and Wees had pretty much a lot of the rub, actually, in this match. But that was a terrific bonus there. Oh.
Well, not too difficult for Ding to hit a red, but how on earth does he play this in such a way as to deny Peter an opportunity?
Well, this game is that daft, Mike. They might finish up potting one here. Get out the snook and pot one. You never know. Just think we've seen it all, and then something else happens. Either way, he's in trouble. Well, I think the only thing he can do here, I mean, he could try and get on those two reds that's near the pink, actually, off 3 cushions, or play one of these down at this end at pace and see what happens. He's got a 50-50 chance. But he's thinking, you lucky person, you. Well, if he comes off the side cushion here, he's got to hit the lower half of the red to get the white towards the top cushion. Understandable, over 1.5 minutes thinking time. Well, I think he's going for those 2 reds that are probably near the pink. That's the safest place on the table. Side cushion, back cushion. That's the one. Looks a little bit narrow, actually. Oh, that's not good. He's left the red to the middle.
Peter Ebdon 4.
Yes, so Peter's won that little battle.
Yeah, he was in a lot of trouble there. It wasn't easy to escape. I bet he wishes now he just hit them at pace and see what happens. You do get away with them sometimes. But this is a great chance now for Peter. Look, there's only 20 points been scored. And there's still 10 reds on the table. But a good scoring chance here for Peter Ebdon.
One. 4.
Chose to bring the pink back into play actually at this end of the table. I think its own spot is covered, so this might go on to the black spot.
Yeah. Ten.
Ah, well, it actually does go in its own spot, but it's okay. It's not covering those reds actually. Pot's assist still good though, Mike. 92 and 90.
Well, Peter's gone up a point now, hasn't he? So he's not very far behind, and who knows, he might not be far behind in frames in a little while at 3-2.
11.
I think he probably felt a little bit aggrieved actually going into that interval that Ding had a little bit of rub and running in that first 4 frames, but you just have to keep punching, just keep chipping away and hope for that things will turn around. It's always better to have it at the end of the match than at the beginning. But a great chance here for him to get closer to Ding Junhui.
13.
He's got that red on the side cushion, but by the time he gets there, Ding should need snookers.
14. 18. 19.
Well, he's tidying these up nicely down that end of the table. We won't be interested in that one near the side cushion. Still these 3 reds open near the pink spot. Well, he could do with a slight angle on this red,
24.
which I don't think he's come far enough down for. He wanted to be low, just past the middle pocket actually, to play the pink into the left corner. He's got the wrong angle, so he'll have to come back for the blue.
25.
You just get the feeling there, Mike, that he must make the most of this if he's got any chance to put himself into tomorrow's final.
I do agree, it's a big frame, this one.
3-2, he's back in it. 4-1, can't see it.
Well, so far so good for the man originally from Wellingborough in Northamptonshire.
$31.
Just over 30 minutes then, playing time in this 5th frame. As you saw, most of the reds finding their way up the other end of the table, actually, at the beginning of this one. Well, Peter leads by 29, so just red, pink, red would be enough. Or blue.
38.
Just drop this in. Leave himself on that red to the yellow pocket. Surprised he didn't bounce the white off the cushion there, leave himself a little bit straighter on this blue, but shouldn't be a problem. Well, he's gone the other way for the middle. He's just got there. This becomes frame ball now.
43.
35 the lead. This will make it 36 with only 35 on. Well, he had to take these, and he's taken them well. Well done. He's got the perfect angles to just nudge this red off the cushion as well. Well, he's only going to be one frame in front now then. Could really do with this red in, actually. Is it there? It is. Well done. Well, Ding won't be coming back to the table now.
No. And these have been well worked by Peter.
And it was well needed. 3-2. It's game on.
Blue ball.
His second half century then of this match. Oh, some way out. And then go back to the table. No, he won't. So the 54, enough to give Peter Ebdon that vital frame there to keep him in this match. Just one frame behind now as we head towards another commercial break. Ding Junhui still in the lead, but now by 3 frames to 2.
From the moment you start your journey to the adventure it becomes, from the inspiring architecture to the discovery of traditions, from nature's finest moments to the feeling of being lost amongst them, for everything Romania has to offer, to the experience you'll take away. Romania, explore the Carpathian Garden.
All your favourite events from Eurosport and Eurosport 2 are also available on Eurosport Player. The multi-channel function allows you to watch Eurosport, Eurosport 2 and Eurosport News at the same time. Additional live coverage on the bonus channels, plus an extensive on-demand library lets you watch what you want, when you want. Eurosport Player, the best way to watch sport wherever you are. To find out more, go to eurosportplayer.com.
Well, here we are once again at the Beijing University Students' Gymnasium. 3 frames to 2 the scoreline now, with Ding Junhui just ahead of Peter Ebdon, following a very, very good half-century from Peter to pull a frame back there. Will still be a long way to go in this one. 11 frames possible. Are we going to see them all? We never know. We're still certainly going to see at least 3 more before we know who will meet Stephen Maguire in the final tomorrow. Both players just temporarily out of the arena. Just to remind you once again that the final tomorrow will start here on Eurosport at 8:30 Central European time, which is 7:30, of course, if you're watching on British Eurosport or Eurosport International. And then we shall be bringing you highlights of the remainder of the final later on tomorrow evening, 8:45 Central European time, which is 7:45 in the UK. A very busy weekend for sport, as ever, here on our various Eurosport channels. So, both players back in the arena. Here we go, frame 6 then, of a possible 11. Ding to get it underway.
Well, that was a must-win frame for Peter Ebdon. Can he level things up? Might be taking this red on to the right corner here. Well played. He's just beginning to find his range. He took those very well in the last frame there. We've got a slight angle on this green. He can play on the loose red there, left of the bunch. The yellow is available as well. Might just be a little bit straight on that green.
Oh, it's not that bad, is it? Come on.
Well, it was nearly midnight last evening when Peter and Neil finished their match 5-3. Nicely played. Get himself amongst the black spot here.
3.
If anything, could have just done with that cue ball coming down another 6 or 9 inches or so, just be a little bit straight on this red. Played that well. That's a good touch. Still a red that goes to the right corner here. Might be playing the cannon, full-blooded. Ooh.
Oh, has he just gone too far?
He has.
Oh,
He's covered it.
11.
that's unfortunate.
Yes, Peter. Touching ball. This one.
Touching ball.
Well, it's not a great consolation.
No, not really. But at least he can play direct away. But he'll be very annoyed that he wasn't on this red to the left corner.
Well, I think he can only put the white to the top cushion here. He can't play past the left-hand side of the black because he'll move that red and it's a foul. If anything, he just slightly overhit that intended cannon.
Peter Ebdon.
Yeah, well, there wasn't a lot more that he could do there, was there? A little unfortunate.
Good shot.
Yes, he's played that very well. Stopped Peter coming up the right-hand side and the left-hand side, I think. Well, that red clearly was on. What about the white? I think he's okay.
1.
Ooh. Yeah, that was very brave, that.
Yeah, it was a terrific pot, and he just had enough pace on the white to miss everything else, but he'll need another one here. I don't think he'll be taking this yellow one. That would be a big shot.
And look at that. Long pot success for Ding, although he leads 3-2, only 50%. You normally see them around the 70 to 80 mark. Peter on 70.
Don't think he's playing the pot here. He's just running in behind it. He's playing the yellow. Oh, he's just slid by it. They're always very tricky, those, on these fast cloths. You know, it needs a very, very deft touch, and if you just get it slightly wrong, that's what happens. You slide by it. Sometimes you drop short and leave yourself in trouble.
Our man's had his slide rule out again. Tape measure.
Well, the only danger, if he contemplates the pot here to the left corner, but come down for the black, I think there might be one there for the middle pocket.
Is he settling down for the night, do you think? A well-judged cue ball there. Well, it's a tempter, isn't it, that one, into the corner pocket. But should Ding miss it, he's almost certain to be leaving something on for Peter.
Well, looking at where they are, Mike, I don't think there's much option. It's going to be very difficult to get safe here. You might have to take this on. You're just checking where the white's going to finish, i.e. cannoning into reds and stuff, because if he plays this with pace, he could possibly catch that one there, the black. I think he's already made up his mind to have a go at this one. It's just a question where the white's going to finish. But he's got to commit himself fully here, 100%. Get the pot, that's all that matters. If you're still at the table, you can still play a safety.
Yes, he's looking at where the white's going to go. Probably clattering into reds. Could finish on the pink, possibly get through for the blue. He really can't be certain, can he, where that cue ball is going to finish?
Well, you know, just make sure the pot. Well, it's downward striking, so that tells you he's trying to bounce the white around the back of the black. Big shot. Oh dear. Oh, hang on.
Oh dear. Well, black's safe, but pink and blue out in the open. What an opportunity he's left for Peter Ebdon. That really was all or nothing, I feel there, Mike.
Yeah, it was. It was one of those. The only option was to possibly put the white to the top cushion, but like I say, you know, I think Peter's just gradually bringing him back into his web here, isn't he? If you know what I mean. You know, he's just getting to the young man a little bit, and at the moment, Ding's done well to play the patience game, but Peter looking to just grind him down a little bit. But he's got the opening.
Yes, out comes the extended rest then for this one.
I don't think it's just a battle on the table going on here. There's battle of the minds and wills going on as well.
Well, there's the anticipated path of the cue ball. Hopefully, from Peter's point of view, to the pink. Well, he's played it too far hard for the pink. Nicely on the blue. Oh yes, he'll be very happy with that.
Six. Seven.
Pink through the gap. And they're all there for him now. Great opportunity to level it up 3 apiece. Doesn't need to think about the black. Pinks and blues will do nicely.
Thirteen. 14.
Just nudge this red away from the pink spot as well. Just give himself a little bit more room around the pink spot. But what a wonderful chance this is to get back on level terms. Well, he's running through. Oh, he's got a massive kick there.
Yes, he has. And as it happens, he's not really suffered for it. He's still on a red, but yeah, that was quite a thunderous one, wasn't it?
Well, he's put him slightly out of position.
Oh, quite a few Englishmen or British people in the audience. We've picked out a few over this week out here in China.
21.
So green it will have to be this time then.
Yeah, it had to go to plan B after that horrendous kick there on the pink.
Green ball.
But there's not a difficult ball on the table here. It's just only if Peter gets careless. He made a good contribution
24.
of that 54 in the last one. He really needed it. And, well, if he can level here, he'll fancy his chances.
$25. Brown ball.
Played that one well, actually to perfection. He's got the right side of the red just to drop on the blue, the right side as well. He leads by 41. And I can't really see Peter giving up this chance here to level the match. He's just starting to play, actually. Show some form. It was hard work for him in the first part of the match. He felt that probably he should have been 2-2 at the mid-session interval. It wasn't, it was 3-1. But he's fighting back well here.
Yeah, so let's not forget this is actually Peter's 6th match in this competition, Mike. He had to play a qualifier in Sheffield just to get here. Beat Liang Wenbo, another Chinese player, 5-0 to qualify for the trip to China.
36.
And then a wild card round because of his ranking. He was one of the 8 men here who had to play a wild card match. He played Liu Haoshan, beat him 5-2. So actually, Ding is the 3rd Chinese player that Peter has met in this tournament.
Well, it might be public enemy number 1 then in Beijing if he wins this semi-final.
Well, he won't have met an Englishman because Matthew Stevens, whom he beat in the first round prop, is Welsh. John Higgins, whom he beat next, Scottish. And yesterday, of course, he beat an Australian, Neil Robertson.
And there's a Scotsman in the final.
There you go.
Just red and pink needed here.
42.
Well, this is now frame ball.
Well, he's had to work hard for them. Although the reds were well spread, the positioning of the cue ball hasn't always been straightforward. But as you say, this is frame ball. It just crept in.
Well, he felt he got a bit of a kick there.
48.
Well, we're talking about the patience game that Ding would have to play today. He certainly will have to now. He was looking good at 3-1, but he's been pegged back. And Peter won't miss this red, so it will be 3-all. I don't think Peter really cares how long this takes, as long as he gets himself into the final. He's here to win this tournament. Don't you worry about that.
49.
Just having to recheck that pink spot because Peter was open and he's held it. Can't understand why he played it that way. He could have screwed back for that red.
55.
Ah, that's okay. Now it goes on the black spot.
56.
Well, every credit, Mike. 2 good breaks to
yeah.
get himself back into this match.
2
Excellent.
half-centuries, can't complain at that.
62. $63.
Well, there's a century on here. That would
69.
necessitate the black being the final ball to pot. It's been there virtually the whole of the frame. Ah, well, a good 69 though, following the 54 in the previous frame. 2 good half centuries. He's battled well, has Peter, and as a consequence he's pulled back from that mid-session interval scoreline of 3-1 to now level the match with Ding Junhui, 3 frames apiece. So another commercial break coming up. Frame 7 immediately afterwards.
Suzuki Way of Life. Discover this month's great sporting events available on the Eurosport Player mobile application. So you don't miss out on any of the action, the mobile app gives you full live streaming access to Eurosport and Eurosport 2. Watch your favourite sports and stay connected when you're on the move. Because sport never stops, Eurosport Player is also available on Mac and PC. Eurosport Player, all sports, all emotions.
Well, you join us back here in Beijing as we're just looking at 1 or 2 highlights from frame 6 of this semi-final between Ding Junhui and Peter Ebdon. Here we go though now with Peter getting the 7th frame of a possible 11 here underway. There's the scoreline for you. 3 frames apiece. At 3-1 at the mid-session interval, I think was looking good, but Peter has battled so well to get back into this match. Anybody's match now. Who will meet Stephen Maguire tomorrow for the title and the cheque for £75,000? Patience, patience, young man. He's shown quite a bit so far. I think he's going to need a bit more yet.
Puffing a bit. Yeah, this is exactly what Ding didn't want, wasn't it? You know, 3-1, he was looking to push on and really take out the match 6-1 or 6-2, but now he knows he's going to have to battle. He's probably might have another hour and a half or so ahead of him, possibly more. I think this red goes to the middle pocket, could drop onto the black. Played with pace. He's got the red, but he decided to go down for one of the bulk colours, but a little bit pacey. Good pot. Still has the green to the middle if he wishes to take it on. There's 2 or 3 loose reds here waiting to be potted. I think Ding's just got to cancel out everything that's gone before and just remember that he's playing okay and just go forward. That's the ideal position for the cue ball.
Ding Junhui won.
He hasn't had a lot of table time, has he, over the last 30 minutes or so?
9.
Well, I think Peter's just beginning to get the upper hand here a little bit on all fronts.
Mm-hmm.
Sixteen. $17.
Nicely played. One more loose red there after this blue. And I think the red mic nearest the black is also available.
Powered that one in nicely. That was a crisp pop. He's starting to play now, Peter.
22.
He's not going to spoil the birthday party, is he?
Probably. Possibly. Certainly keeping Ding sat in his chair.
23.
If anything, he's just landed the wrong side of this black. Dead straight or low on it would have been okay, but he hasn't got much angle to punch this white off the top cushion for that open red. He might play on the red to the left middle. Just the wrong side of this black. Well, you can pop this one in, get a good angle on the black and split them. Who knows? He could win this 7th frame. Well, every credit here, Mike, because his head didn't go down at 3-1, did it? You know.
No, there was just that moment when he got a bit exasperated at the end of frame 3 and brushed a brown to one side as he conceded the frame. Yes, that was a very, very nice red. Now, where's the next one coming from? He's pretty straight on this black. There might just be a slight angle.
Well, you're going to have to play a deep screw into them here. And if you can just hit the middle one with a lot of backspin, they should open nicely.
Yes, because he hasn't got much of an angle, it is going to have to be a very deep screw.
Well, if he gets this one right, it could win him the frame.
Has he been lucky? He didn't hit them as he wished. If it goes a little bit further, he's on the one to the right.
38.
Well, just as well he's got the green there, actually, because he can just float this red into the centre pocket and then beyond the green. It's a question whether will he take it on. I think he was expecting more out of that. In fact, if that white had travelled a fraction more, he would have had the one to the green pocket. Well, he knows that he'll be leaving the red on here for Ding, the one that's in the open left of the pink if he attempts the pot. But if it goes in, he's still going. Might play away safe.
Yeah.
Peter Ebdon.
Well, he's
38.
playing hard match snooker here, Peter. He's got himself back into this match and he's not taking any unnecessary risks. Can't blame him for that. He's got Ding slightly on the ropes here. He's just going to test the young man to see how he reacts. Might be able to see the one through the gap, the one's left of the black, but I don't think Peter will take that on. I think he'll just play a safety again here. If that white was probably another couple of feet up this end of the table, then I think he would take it on. Like I said, at this stage he's not going to take any risks at all. Well, that's got them open, so both players have to be careful now.
Oh, that was an interesting choice. He chose to take the one inside, the more obvious one. And, well, that's finished all right, because it's appropriate that we're in China, because that's a Chinese snooker.
He's been a little bit fortunate there. Just clipped the blue on the way through, but we talk about the luck. But no, I just wonder if the tide is beginning to turn a little bit in Peter's favour. Caught that all wrong, a little bit on the thick side. Well, Peter will be looking at this, the red that's just above and to the right of the black. Oh, dear me. Well, he was a mile away and he's got away with that one again.
He has. He's been very fortunate there. He had a big heave-ho on that one, didn't he?
Well, he clipped the blue on the last one, finished on top of the yellow. He's just avoided everything there. I wonder whether things have turned around here then. Ding Junhui will not be amused with that one. Well, he's found the gap. Only play a safety here. Well, he's clipped the blue, but no real damage done. I think Peter will be coming off this right-hand red here for safety. Try and get the white down behind the yellow. Well, that's an awful shot. That really is an awful shot. I've no idea what he was trying to play there. I mean, he's caught the red far too thick.
请大家注意观赛礼仪，谢谢。
I'm quite sure what the applause are for, unless they're just trying to support Ding and say, come on.
One.
Well, this is the first chance that Ding has had for some time.
So make the most of it, young fella. Oh, didn't want to hit the yellow. That wasn't part of the plan.
Yes, it's just put him slightly out of position. Well, he should get this and he can bring the white off the back and side cushions for the brown again. Well, he's using the yellow as a stopper for the blue. What you could say, Mike, there's a slight battle of wills going on here. Is that an understatement?
I think you've hit the nail on the head.
11.
Now, if this red is straight, he can just run straight through for the black. I'm not sure whether it is quite straight, actually.
Yeah, I think it's I think it looks like there's a slight angle, just stun over for the black into the same corner. But, well, it is fairly straight, so he's back for the green. But a great chance. I mean, he's 25 points behind here, and again, he's still got the problem, that red near the side cushion, but it's a good chance. He's messed up. That's a poor shot. It hasn't come far enough down. He's left himself this red, which is more difficult than it should have been. That cue ball should have been at least another 6 inches down the table. Both those reds would have gone to the right corner, but he should have been straighter on this one. Well, from there, this is missable.
Ding Junhui, 13.
The frustration could set in here for this young man.
Yes, this is where he's got to show what mental toughness he has. Peter's certainly got it in spades, hasn't he? Probably one of the toughest men on the circuit over the last 10, 15, nearly 20 years. 41 years of age, Peter. Turned pro, yeah, 21 years ago.
Well, with Ding being 22 points behind, he might bring this red off the side cushion. Just clip off it, side and top cushions, white part towards the brown. Well, a little bit more pace, and that would have been probably very good. It's given Peter an easy return here.
Is it going to creep past the brown? Oh,
You know, I think that's just about got there. You might be able to see this red on the right-hand side of our picture, just near the top cushion. But another inch or so, who knows?
yeah, well, I think that is the only one he can see, you know.
Well, I just wonder if it's come far enough behind the brown to cover every red.
I think he does have the one on the right-hand side. Yep.
Well, he caught that very thick.
Yes,
That is a big mistake.
too right it is.
He could have used the black as a stopper there, but that's a poor shot really from Ding Junhui at this stage. And it's got to be said that Peter's just ground him down here a little bit. He looked good in the first 4 frames of this match. He looked good value, but Peter was just chipped away. 54 and a 69 to get back level, and a chance here to lead in this match for the first time. In fact, he did lead in the match. He won the opener, didn't he? For the second time then.
One.
Well, that's in between. Quite far enough to be comfortable on the blue, but he still has the yellow. The loneliest place in the world when it's not going for you. Nice cannon.
Yes, and he should go back into the lead here at 4-3. Ding really has to be very patient now.
Well, that was an option, but he could have played the red on to the black. fact, whatever happened, he should have played it a lot better than he did. Don't know if the black goes, but Peter doesn't need to play on the black there, really. You know, just come back for the blue. He's got a, what, 28-point lead. He's got 3 reds in the open. Hang on. Ah.
Peter Ebdon 6, Ding Junhui.
Well, he was just trying to get top side of the blue there. There was always a chance of that. I'm just thinking, might just log that shot. That could be a significant part in this semi-final.
Well, if one of these reds goes in, and at this distance, that can't be certain. Good shot. And he's released the black. Oof, the white, though, joying there. That's not the best finish at all for the cue ball.
Now he's got to hide these reds here on the left-hand side, which is not easy. He could slide off the black, try and put the white behind the yellow on the back cushion, but it will need a good one. He could take it down the right-hand side of the table as we look. Cover those reds with the blue and the green. Yes, that cannon didn't work out for him.
Ding Junhui 1.
Yes, I think he's judged that quite well, Mike.
Yeah, that's a great shot. He's played that very well indeed. He's covered both those open 2 reds. In fact, I think he's put the black in such a position, he might have got Peter snookered on all of them here. That was well thought out and well executed.
I think Peter probably can see a bit of the one on the left-hand side. But that really is an opportunity gone begging, really, for Ding. When he cannoned into the black, I thought for a moment, oh, he's on something here, but sadly for him, the white jawed and finished way out of position.
Well, it was the previous shot from Peter, wasn't it, with the red? Even if it had dropped short on the blue, you still could play it on the 2 reds, the open reds. Anything but to see that white go into the middle pocket. And now he's in trouble. He's only got a 23-point lead. So the 7th frame could still go either way. Well, I think he's playing a slight swerve around the green to the red that's nearest the corner. Well, let's just see where things finish here. Where's that white? Oh, well, that's made all the difference. If that goes in, that's a disaster. I think he'll fairly settle for that. Well, he won't settle for that. Well, he was in a lot of trouble. Peter was in control of this frame about 5 minutes ago, and I think it might have gone now.
One.
Well, this is the opportunity that Ding has been waiting for. Coming to the table with the last three reds all in the middle of the table.
Eight.
Well, they're all there. It's just down to him now. Just going for the mini butt. Just a bit of a stretch with the normal cue. Oh, it's coming up to 30 minutes, eh?
Well, we've had one or two already,
Mm.
and there were several around about that time yesterday in Peter's match with Neil Robertson.
Nine.
You got a slight kick there. You could you could hear that it was very, very heavy,
13.
and he's not come far enough down the table. That wasn't his fault. Still playing to cut this into the centre.
Well judged.
And he's nicely on the black. I was about to say he needs an angle on this black, but that's perfect. Well, this is all about pace. If you just might just screw down the taper right of the blue spot here, could come off the side cushion.
He's going to need that pink. Assuming he gets the others, pink will become frame ball.
21.
I think he's just happy to have the chance, because when Peter was in amongst them there, before he went in off in the middle, he must have thought this frame was over. This to make the points all square then. Well, he's underhit that
23.
by a long way. Didn't need much more, did it? He's still got a shot on the green here.
Just. I think he would have preferred it if the white had just trickled past the blue. Oh, golly.
Well, that was a mile away.
23.
He's been very fortunate in finding that green hidden behind the brown.
Well, I'm sure Peter happy to see him miss it.
Wow, that was a terrible shot from Ding. Let's have another look at this. Nowhere near. And neither did he get the position on the brown. Or perhaps if he'd got the green, he would have been on the brown. But Peter back with a chance, although he almost made a mess of that.
Well, you could see some of it, and I think this green is potable. That's not a great shot from Peter Ebdon. Ding can float this in, but it's not easy across the nap.
No, it isn't, Mike. It's a very, very difficult shot, this.
If it goes in, though, it should win in the frame.
Oh, what a shot.
Well, that was a poor shot from Peter Ebdon.
Yeah.
You know, really poor to leave that on, but OK, that was a good pot. But it was available, and it shouldn't have been. And anywhere on that side cushion from blue to pink.
7.
Well, he's dropped short.
Yes, he wanted the white just an inch or two this side of the blue so that he could just float the cue ball over for the pink.
I just wondered if he's feeling a bit edgy, because one or two of the shots just of late have not gone in the right position. He must be feeling the pressure here. But what does he do here? Around the back of the black with top spin and side to get onto that left-hand cushion?
It's got to be all the way around. Oh! Woo! Well, well, well. He's just thrown the frame away.
Well, it's bounced and it's hit the back of the pocket, and the pocket hasn't taken it. You don't often see that.
That definitely hit the back of the pocket. There's no doubt about that.
It's just too hard, didn't take it. What a reprieve for Peter Ebdon.
Yeah, Peter needs all three.
Yeah, he still needs a good shot here to get near the pink. And again, playing this with top spin right-hand side. This needs a good shot as well.
Drama here at the end of this 7th frame in the second semi-final here in Beijing.
Oh, no good. No good. He caught the knuckle. All he can do here, I think, is just send the pink around the table. I mean, people will be saying, well, that shouldn't happen, that blue coming out of the pocket like that. Well, it does occasionally. If you hit them too hard, the pocket will not take it. Just doesn't give it a chance to drop. We'll say we don't see it too often. Well, there's no way he's contemplating the pot here, is he?
Surely not.
Clip this in, around for the black. Oof. Well, that's the one that we've suggested, but...
we?
OK, then.
Our Chinese friends. Surely he can't be taking this pink on. Anywhere on the left-hand side of the table with the cue ball, yeah, maybe, but not from there. Well, let's see what he decides to do.
Well, the correct shot is to throw the pink around the table.
Yep. He's gone for it, and he's got it. And where's the white? Oh, well, what a brave, brave shot that was.
Well, that's unbelievable. That really is unbelievable. And he's given himself a shout at this black.
That was a terrific pink. I can't believe that he's taken that on.
Well, I just wonder if there'd be any reaction from him if he knocks this black in. This for the frame.
He's got it. Well, 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 no reaction from Peter. He coolly walks away from the table. What about that? A terrific pink there. Well, well, well. What must Ding be thinking after that blue that went into the back of the pocket and out again? Peter Ebdon takes the frame. He goes back into the lead after 7 of a possible 11 frames. He now leads Ding Junhui by 4 frames to 3 as we head for another break.
All your favourite events from Eurosport and Eurosport 2 are also available on Eurosport Player. The multi-channel function allows you to watch Eurosport, Eurosport 2 and Eurosport News at the same time. Additional live coverage on the bonus channels, plus an extensive on-demand library lets you watch what you want, when you want. Eurosport Player, the best way to watch sport wherever you are. To find out more, go to eurosportplayer.com.
Well, here we are back again after that dramatic end to the 7th frame of this second semi-final of the day here in Beijing. First of all, Ding hits a terrific blue into the middle of the pocket so hard that it hits the back of the pocket and comes out, and then Peter takes on the most amazing pink that we never thought he would ever consider, but he got it, and it got him the black as well. Some highlights of other shots in that frame. My oh my. Peter Ebdon then leading Ding Junhui. There's the blue I just referred to, into the back of the pocket and out again, and then he took on that pink from way on the right hand side of the table, which we didn't think from in a million years he was going to take on. So the audience here getting behind Ding Junhui. Their man trails 4 frames to 3 on the eve of his 25th birthday. Can he make it to the final tomorrow and make it a happy birthday for him? Stephen Maguire, remember, in case there's anybody who's just tuned in and hasn't heard the earlier news, Stephen Maguire earlier today beat Stephen Lee by 6 frames to 2. From 2 frames apiece at the mid-session interval, Stephen Maguire just put his foot on the gas and woof, away he went with 4 big breaks. In fact, he had 5 big breaks in those 4 frames to take him over the line, 6 frames to 2. So Stephen Maguire, a former winner here, is awaiting one of these two, both of them former winners, also of the China Open. Just waiting for Peter to return to the arena. He must be really pumped up after taking on that pink and then getting a delicious little black as well for frame.
Well, I said I just wondered, just to keep an eye out, whether there'd be a reaction from Peter Ebdon, but there was absolutely nothing. Stone-faced, cool, just walked out of the arena and said to Ding Junhui, "Okay, son, let's see what you've got." But every credit on that pink and black.
Oh, yeah. Full marks, the pink particularly.
Thank you. Frame 8, Ding Junhui to break.
Frame 8 then, of a possible 11, to see which of these two plays Stephen Maguire over a possible 19 frames tomorrow.
Well, that was close. He's not 1 or 2 of those on that side so far in this semi-final. He's put distance between the cue ball and the reds. But that was some pink and black he's knocked in there in that last frame. Good shot there from Ding. These guys are pretty good at cancelling out things that have gone on in the match and just get on with things ahead. Okay, forget that. Let's move on. But he led 3-1, and Peter Ebdon has taken the last 3. You can see this red here, I think, on the right-hand side. Swing the cue ball around off 2 or 3 cushions. Played it well. Just over 3 hours then, match time. That's a great shot. Very good. Well, that's not bad either. Okay, he's cannoned into the yellow, but there's nothing on there for Ding Junhui. Caught that a little bit on the thin side. Well, he's been a little bit fortunate there, Peter. He's getting one or two of the rubs now. If that white has gone into the corner, this was an easy pot for Ding Junhui. But now it's finished near that side cushion, it's more difficult. Caught that all wrong, and he's got away with it slightly. This could still be cuttable, though. But the white is flying up and down the table. Caught it too thick. There was always a chance of that. Peter was a little bit fortunate there.
Well, anything you can do, I can do.
That's quite amazing, really, to miss that one.
Yeah.
Well, that one must go. Well, again, I think he got a slightly heavy contact there. Just finished the wrong side of the blue. Still has the pink, though. But I'm sure that when he left that red on for Peter, that he didn't expect to be back at the table so soon.
Well, this is now a great opportunity for Ding to
7.
level this match up. He's had a couple of 80-odd breaks already in this match. What would he give for another one now?
8. $14. 15. 20.
He's been sat out a lot of the time for the last hour or so ago, and he had that chance until he saw that blue come out of the pocket. So again, he's just going to, well, obviously he has done already, cancelled all that out of his mind.
He needs to. 3 frames in a row he's seen go away from him since the mid-session interval.
Well, that's not ideal. He was playing a little cute one there, and he wanted to try and get a little bit straighter on this black. There might be a gap just to get the cue in there. But this is not straightforward, either the pot or the positional side. And with everything around him, this is missable. He's overcut it.
Well.
He didn't get on the black as intended, did he? It was just one of those. He's left Peter a red to the middle as we watch the replay. Just didn't fancy him for it. If it had been absolutely flying and knocked in a couple of big breaks, then fair enough, but he has had some time in that chair.
Yes, his pot success at the mid-session interval was 91, if I remember rightly. It might have even been 92. It's now dropped to 88, and Peter, as you saw there, up to 92. Now then, there's the red that Peter has got on, with obviously black to follow.
Well, it's got to go in, obviously, because he's going to leave Ding everything on. But the rewards are there. Great shot. I'm surprised he played it at that pace, but he played with an element of safety there, but that was still a cracking pot. Always got to be careful with those sort of shots when you've got the ball, whatever it be, the object ball, colour red, right over the pocket. It sometimes spring off those cushions and you can lose the white.
Nine.
Well, Peter will be here just building his concentration as he goes through this break. And he knows the importance of this one to lead 5-3, and that would be 4 on the bounce. And then you wonder whether Ding will have anything left. Carved out a very, very good victory yesterday in that quarter-final against the Aussie, Neil Robertson. Looking to do the same here today.
Yes, Neil was the odds-on favourite to win that match. Peter, let's not forget that Peter these days is a qualifier. He's been out of the top 16 for a season or two now.
23. 24.
Well, just doing a quick calculation, Mike. If Peter were to win this semi-final and the final tomorrow, he would go up 5 places from provisionally at the moment 25th to 20th. And with the possibility of the World Championship around the corner, qualifies to that, you never know. There's half a chance he could be back in the top 16.
For next season. Yes, it's not
31.
beyond the realms of possibility. Good points available here this week. We've mentioned before, this is a 7,000 point winner tariff as opposed to the World Championship, which is 10,000. But events like the Welsh
32.
And I think the Australian Open also, just 5,000 points winner tariff.
Well, at the end of the day, I'm sure that's at the back of his mind. You know, he's thinking, oh, I'll target the China Open and the Worlds to get myself back into the top 16.
Yeah, Stephen Lee, the latest player to do that, to drop out and get back in again with a vengeance. He's up to number 8.
Yeah. Well, Ronnie had to perform in the German Masters and the Welsh to have that cut-off point for Sheffield.
Meantime, Ding Junhui
38.
not enjoying this. At 3-1 he certainly was at the mid-session interval, but it could be 3-5. Don't nod off just yet, fella. He sometimes
39.
actually does close his eyes, Ding, and you think he's gone to sleep, but it's just his way of concentrating when he's in his chair.
Well, thinking about eyes, I think Stephen Maguire's got one eye on this semi-final as well, because this is going to take a lot out of these boys here, and he'll be fresh for tomorrow's final, won't he? And he'll hope that this goes all the way. If this goes 6-5 on the black, he won't care, because he's rested for tomorrow. So that could be a massive point for tomorrow's final. You'll be thinking, probably watching this, go on, let it go 6-5. He won't care.
$45.
Nice red, Peter.
Great little cannon as well to bring the other one into the Open.
Yes, the break goes up to 45. He's not over the line yet, still a bit of work to do, but I have to say that he is looking good at the moment.
$51.
His third half century in the last 4 frames.
We know that this man used to show a lot of emotion at the table in the past, but he's keeping it all under wraps here. He's left himself a little bit straight on this black. He might have to play on the left-hand red. I think he might be able to just stun between the two of them, actually. But he needs an angle on the red.
Yes, needs black, red, black, or black, red, pink.
I think he's coming back off the cushion for the other one. Well, that's fair enough. That's a great shot. That is the easier red to pot. Just having a quick look at the scoreboard, just red and black would be enough to lead 5-3.
Well, he got that shot despite the musical accompaniment in the background.
Unreal.
So this black then, to leave Ding needing a snooker.
He's playing hard match snooker here, Peter Ebdon. He's really grinding it into Ding Junhui.
That's the one. And he's knocked one of those reds off the cushion, which he can nick in just to make certain.
Yeah, didn't have to play the cannon there. Chose to. Just drop this in for the black. 46 the lead. I think he's going to play the other one, actually. Leave the other one there, just in case. This to really make sure, then.
Yeah. Oh, what about the white, though?
He's okay.
He's all right.
Well, every credit here, Mike. You've got to give credit to Peter Ebdon, the way he's stuck at his task and he's ground these frames out.
Can't deny that. It's not always pretty to watch in view of the time he takes to consider the shot, and indeed the time he takes when addressing the cue ball sometimes, with that cue going backwards and forwards 8, 9, 10 times sometimes. No, but I don't think Ding will come to the table. Or will he? Ah. 3 snookers to tie, we make it. 12 points the difference. Only 35 remaining and the gap 47.
Well, it's touching ball, so he might be able to get this white behind the yellow. Needs a little bit more pace. That's a great shot. Well, again, Peter should have really made sure with that brown. OK, he knows Ding needs 3 snookers. If it had been 1, it might have made a difference. Can't blame Ding for coming back.
Not at this stage of the match.
No.
If he can avoid going 5-3 behind, he will. If he thinks he can make it 4-4.
It's a good angle. Has he got there? Ooh, he's just clipped it.
Well, Ding will play away from this red and hopefully get behind one of the baulk colours again. Ideally, he could do with getting a foul shot out of Peter and a free ball. Yeah. That wasn't part of the plan, was it?
No. Well, at least the blue and green are in good positions for a snooker. Peter's just got to keep this red away from them.
Well, Peter could put the cue ball behind there. Nothing worse, is there, when you're the one who needs snookers and your opponent puts you in one?
Well, he could play this with a little bit of topspin left on side, leave the white behind the black. But in his own mind, Peter knows really that it should be 5-3 to him.
Much too hard, unfortunately, for Ding.
I think Peter can see an edge of this red.
Yes.
And he might be able to get the white behind green and blue. That's a good shot of Peter's, though. He's pushed the black out of position. It's easy to get a snooker behind the black once it's on its own spot. So he's just improved his odds slightly there. Now, this needs a big bounce. That's a great shot.
Brilliant. Perfect. He needs some more of those, though. Even if Peter should escape from this one, he'll still need 2 more.
Yeah, he's got to be careful here, Mike. If he misses the red and cashes the black, 7 points.
Yes. Or if he misses it, it could be a free ball, which is what Ding would love. Well hit.
That is a good hit. Keep running, keep running. Oh, he's got one back. Touche, eh? Well, I say, has the tide turned here? Possibly.
Well, it's easy enough to hit, but the problem for Ding now is how to get it safe. One of the dangers is he pushes it over the right middle pocket. Extended rest.
Well, I think Peter will throw the white around the table here and try to get the snooker behind green and blue, which Ding did. Leave this red on the right-hand side of the table. He's still got the line of the black as well. There's an option to try and screw him behind the pink, but the first option I suggested is probably the better one. He could put Ding in a lot of trouble here and really close this frame out. Even more so if he's going for the cut. Well, he's got the second shot.
Ding aiming to come off the top cushion here and hit the red from behind. He's just a bit got to be wary as to where that red finishes.
Well, that's okay. But a chance here for Peter to play the red up and down, white twice across towards that green and blue. Keep the red away from the colours. That should be the shot. Not quite the snooker. Ding still requiring 3 snookers, and that's only to force a respot.
So the green and the blue no longer such a huge target, but between them, the green, the blue and the brown, Mike, are still a target.
Yeah, I suppose in some ways they didn't really want to split them, but I know what you're saying. Gives them a bigger area. Well, I was just thinking, could there be another twist in this frame? You never know at this game. Could possibly see Peter take this on. If it goes in, it's 5-3. Might play it up and down, actually. Possibly doesn't want to leave the red on, let Ding play the black and then lay a snooker. Well, that's that.
That is that. 5-3. Great pot.
Rumble.
That really was a great pot, almost on a par with that amazing pink that he got at the end of the previous frame.
Well, it's going to be interesting, Mike, to see how Ding's going to react to this.
Yes, it certainly is testing his temperament to the absolute limit. There's no question of that. 4 frames in a row from Peter since the mid-session interval when Ding led 3-1.
Well, this is the teacher against the pupil at the moment. It's the teacher that's handing out the lesson.
14.
It was Peter Ebdon that spotted Ding Junhui 7 or 8 years ago, and he said this lad will go a long way in the game. Well, look at that with the side. That's a terrific shot.
That really is a super shot, that.
Screw and side on the cue ball.
Nicely cleared, Peter. Nicely cleared, although it was a 68 earlier which put him into that position where Ding needed 3 snookers. So as we head for another commercial break, Peter Ebdon is now within 1 frame of a place in tomorrow's final against Stephen Maguire. And remember, he's a qualifier. He's ranked well outside the top 16, but he's playing like a top 16er. There's the scores. We head for a break. Peter Ebdon 5, Ding Junhui 3.
Suzuki Way of Life.
Welcome back, snooker fans. Here we are once again in this Beijing University Students' Gymnasium. The penultimate day of this Bank of Beijing China Open. And this the second semi-final, reaching its climax here. Ding Junhui leading, seemingly in charge of things at the mid-session interval by 3 frames to 1. But what a change it's been since then. 4 frames in a row from the 2002 world champion Peter Ebdon, including breaks of 54, 69 and 68, and it's all changed around. And the older man is now just 1 frame away from a place in the final here. He hasn't been in a final of a ranking event since, would you believe, this event 3 years ago, when he beat John Higgins 10-8 in the final. That was the last time Peter reached a final. He's 1 frame away from doing it again. He's won 8 ranking event titles all told, including, of course, that World Championship in 2002. Once again, and by no means for the first time, Peter taking well over 1.5 minutes to consider the shot. Got to use that red down the table there to help the white back into the baulk area. Well now, Ding, you really are under pressure here. 3 frames remaining and you have to win them all. Well, Peter left him that one. He knew he was going to leave one. It was a bit of a gamble, but the gamble's paid off. Nicely played. Beautifully played. So once again, Peter Ebdon has control of the table.
8. Nine. Sixteen. Seventeen. 24.
So the Peter Ebdon bandwagon rolls on here. Is this going to be a 5th frame and thus a match-winning frame in succession?
Well, it's got to be said, Mike, he's played really hard match snooker here, hasn't he? And he's kept Ding at bay. And Peter's tactics have been superb. I mean, the first 4 frames, probably Ding's were, but he just hadn't been able to get at him. And, you know, this could be the beginning of the end for Ding Junhui. We shall see. I said he's got a little bit too much side on there, but like we mentioned, he carved out a good win yesterday against Neil Robertson in the quarterfinals 5-3, and he's doing the same here.
Yes, he also battled very well, I thought, against John Higgins in the second round match, which he won 5-4. Is he feeling the strain now? He can't do anything sitting in his chair, that's for sure. That's the plan for Peter off this red.
Still one at the back of the back there that'll go to the right corner. Still got a couple of reds open before he has to split a few more. In fact, if he takes this red, I think the one next to it becomes available as well. Just checking that now. He needs to get high on this red. He's always been intense with his concentration, Mike, hasn't he, Peter? But even more so today. He's in the zone here.
Yes, I think you're right about that. 5 reds, 5 blacks.
I thought the rule was 6. But there's £35,000 on offer this week for a maximum. But at the end of the day, Peter's priority is to win the frame and the match.
41.
If the maximum comes, that's a bonus.
Some bonus. This rollover system that started at the beginning of this season. We've had maximums in the PTCs. In fact, we had a flurry of them just before Christmas.
Well, he's played on the one at the back here. He could do with this being straightish, so he can run through for the black. Still has the other one, actually. He could pop into the middle, stun down for the black. In some ways, he might have preferred to have left this a little bit low with the white, and then he could have potted this red and split a few more. But he's very close to putting himself into tomorrow's final. Stephen Maguire awaits. I'll tell you what, that'll be a battle royal, won't it, between those two? They give nothing away.
Yes,
the pair of them.
Stephen's been playing very well of late.
Well, he's got the perfect angle. But this is the best I've seen Peter play for some time.
Well, as I reminded the listeners, the viewers earlier, Mike, he hasn't been in a final since he won the China Open here 3 years ago. A long time for a player of his calibre not to be in a ranking event final.
Well, happy ground for him. Could it be again? Just needs to leave himself a good angle here on the black to split the reds. He's not far away here. Could have done a little bit more angle. You might just have to play this off the side cushion with topspin. Always with these, you want to be straight across the table on the black. It's a good angle to get into the pack. So I think this could be off the side cushion. If he catches that red that's just below the pink there, any contact on those 2 or 3 reds, he should be okay. It is topspin, so he's coming off the side cushion. Missed them.
Yes, and that looks like end of break. 8 reds, 8 blacks.
Well, it was just the wrong angle, wasn't it? For the top spin, it was the wrong angle to screw directly into them. Got to keep things tight, though. Well, that's tight.
That is tight. Well, a good 64 from Peter, and still not giving anything away, as he hasn't really, not a lot anyway, since the mid-session interval. Well, Ding is almost at the point of no return here. 64 behind, but as you see, still 83 points remaining.
Well, he needed them open, but he needs to cover this red over the corner, and he hasn't done it. That could be the end for Ding Junhui. Just pop this red in and get on any colour.
Yes, well, red colour, red should be enough for Peter.
Oh, that's not
I can't
nice
believe,
viewing for Ding, is it?
It's not good, is it? I didn't realise it was that low. 38%. That's poor.
Well, it's got to be said, though, Peter's completely shut him out over the last 3 or 4 frames. He's got to get this one, though. Well, no problem. And he should be on a bolt colour there. Just slow down, slow down. Ah. Well, no points for guessing the next shot.
Yeah, who's next?
He would have preferred to have been on the colour there.
Of course, but he'll surely just roll up to the yellow.
Yellow ball. Peter Ebdon 1.
So 65 the difference and 75 on the table now. But first, Ding has got to get out of this snooker and not leave Peter anything on He is staring into the abyss. In snooker terms, he's virtually out of this match now. What can he do? He's been given a great object lesson in hard match snooker since the mid-session interval. There's no question of that. Well, that's unfortunate.
7-4.
But I don't think it'll go back, because Peter's only got to trickle this red in. And it's frame and match ball now. This to complete a hard-fought victory. That's the one.
1.
And pink to follow.
That was a nice little nudge.
Yes.
Pink ball.
This would make it 3 snookers required.
Well, this red going in, there'll be a handshake soon.
7.
Yes, you've got a feel for Ding Junhui. Peter Ebdon has spoilt the party here, but every credit to Peter, the way he's played and dug in.
Yes, that makes absolutely stone cold certain that Peter Ebdon, a qualifier, is in tomorrow's final against Stephen Maguire. An object lesson in hard match snooker, as I said, from Peter to Ding Junhui. Only the second time in 9 meetings that Peter's actually beaten his erstwhile protege. Touching ball. Well, if he just plays away, I'm sure that Ding will offer the handshake to his mentor at one time. But has he got the red? He has indeed. Well,
It's still going. He's going out in style.
Black ball.
And he's got the black. He's concentrating as hard now with the match won and lost as if he were earlier on in this frame, trying to extend the 8 reds and 8 blacks and go for a maximum.
22.
He's still putting everything he's got into these last few balls.
23.
Well, again, it's going to be a battle royal tomorrow, Mike, isn't it? The 2 hard men of snooker, himself and Steve Maguire.
Yes, over a possible 19 frames. 9 in the first session, by the way, and then a possible 10 in the evening session.
30.
But Peter will be feeling terrific inside, full of confidence.
31.
Well, this is quite extraordinary that he's putting so much effort into these last few remaining balls. when the match is won and lost. No exhibition stuff, nothing flash. He's still playing as if his very life depended upon it.
Just keeping his concentration, which he obviously will need tomorrow as well.
Well, Ding's taken his bow tie off. He knows that it's all gone. No birthday celebrations for him tomorrow. Well, I'm sure he'll celebrate his birthday, but you know what I mean.
Well, he was looking good at 3-1, but this man, 5 on the bounce. I mean, he's been absolutely granite. He really has. And Peter can produce this sort of stuff when he wants to.
49.
Out of the two, I'm sure that Steve Maguire probably would have preferred Ding Junhui and then this man in this form.
53.
I should say, in this mood.
Now then, is he going to get blue, pink and black? Look at the last two colours.
He's going to need to split them because I don't think that pink will pass the black. Little gentle cannon. Great shot.
Well, for a moment, he was right on the pink. Now it's somewhat harder. Long tackle, please. No, he can just about get to it, I think. No, sir. You've finally come to an end, and the handshake will now come from Ding Junhui. They know each other so well, but what a performance from Peter Ebdon. 3-1 down at the mid-session interval. He really turned on some good match snooker. 5 frames in a row, including 4 half-centuries. He's beaten Ding Junhui 6-3. He meets Steve Maguire in the final tomorrow. So, Peter Ebdon versus Stephen Maguire over a possible 19 frames tomorrow for the first prize of £75,000. Our first programme is at 8:30 Central European Time, which is 7:30 if you're watching on British Eurosport, of course. We have an afternoon programme in Europe and then a late evening roundup of the rest of the frames on our various Eurosport channels, and I hope you'll join us then. But for the moment, with the news that it's Stephen Maguire versus Peter Ebdon tomorrow, from all of us here in Beijing, goodbye.